single story mission I've done so far. It just
so you can see all
this
across
scene, a
this
theme
whole new
park in the
area
air?
with Coney Island.
What's going on, Spam fam? So they just released some Spider-Man 2 gameplay. I know y'all don't want to hear me talk. Let's go ahead and get into this gameplay real quick. Let's go, let's go, let's go. This pool swing, oh my god, the swing action.
Hello everybody, welcome to PlayStation Access. What a special day it is, Ash. It's time for us to talk all about Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Oh, what a day.
Well, not all about it, because we're going to be very, very careful in this video not to reveal any story spoilers whatsoever. We're going to be talking about our impressions purely from a gameplay point of view, because, well, one of the things that I find most amazing about the game is I think the story's fantastic, and
oh my
we
god,
want everybody
guys,
to be able to experience it
graphics
without knowing anything beforehand.
Well, yeah, because that's how we've gone into it.
Yeah.
We've seen the trailers, we've done all the little bits of coverage beforehand, and it's still so surprising. There's still so much to enjoy, and that you won't believe. Like, it's amazing.
The thing that immediately I want to get out is that every single one so far, it just seems to keep raising and raising and raising the bar every time. Like, it hasn't repeated itself once. Like, every single story mission you go on, there's something new and imaginative and exciting to do. Like, the staging of each of these main campaign missions that I've done so far, just I'm constantly like, oh my god, how have they done that? Like, just sort of looking at the screen, like, just not believing what's going on and what I'm actually doing, and just like having these incredible battles in these amazing situations. Like, again, it's hard to talk about it without going into specifics, because, you know, I don't want to spoil what the setups for a lot of these missions are, but like when you play through them, you're just gonna be like all the time.
I always think like the Marvel Spider-Man games are amazing at opening setups. Like, gives you an amazing first thing that you dive into and go, wow, oh my god, this is what I'm going to be doing for the next however many hours. And it's no different with Marvel Spider-Man 2. That first opening set piece is just, it's spectacular. It's massive. The scale is
the thing. Like, the scale is so far beyond what's come before. Like, Insomniac have really, like, we're just gonna go for it with this game. They really have. Like,
it's not just the city that's bigger, it's everything.
I can't believe how much they've done. Like, the amount of, like you say, the scale of these set pieces and the imagination in terms of just staging them and crafting them and deciding, okay, like, the multi-layers of where you move through in all of these story missions. Like, I don't know how they've had time to do it. Like, it's every single mission there's something ridiculous happening. But yeah, like you said, the opening, I think Marvel Spider-Man games are especially good at doing that. Like, the first time you get to do the first swing, where it like releases you out of that first cutscene and you take your first
these
swing
graphics
of
are
Spider-Man.
insane.
There's something very special about that.
Oh my god,
and
for sure.
In Marvel Spider-Man 2, I think it might be my favourite first swing. It's really good.
That's like a top 3 of swings, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like the transitions between cutscenes and
That suit look
gameplay is something
raw.
else to touch on there that you've
I like
mentioned,
the
because
black.
that first swing is particularly invigorating. But throughout all of the story missions, all of the side missions, there's such a smoothness between seeing something that's created for you to watch and created for you to play. It's like nearly indiscernible. It's amazing, because I'll just be standing there for ages
Did he get to chase him too, or is it just Miles?
No, because it looks so polished and beautiful that it's really hard to draw that line between, you know, watching and playing.
Okay, Birdie.
As soon as I asked it.
Take me to your nest.
But the whole game does that throughout anyway. You'll be
Okay,
in the
I
middle
guess
of a
Miles
conversation,
using
and
his
the game will
wings,
be
but he
encouraging you to
flies
do
like
actions
that.
whilst
Like,
you're
he actually
talking, so that
swings.
you're getting the information, but you're still playing something. Is a nice little example, and it's full of mini games as well, which is a really interesting diversion of the gameplay to loads of other stuff that we haven't seen before.
What you were just touching on then, like how the game immerses you in the relationships between the characters and it does that through not just showing you their relationships in story cutscenes,
Oh my god.
but like you say, it allows you to
Sorry, I keep forgetting saying
interact
things, just I'm
almost
so,
with these
like,
relationships between these characters.
stop.
There's so much in the
Stop,
game
bro.
from a gameplay point of view that bonds Peter Parker and Miles Morales specifically. So like
We're
when you're
so
swinging through
close.
the city, controlling one of them, and you can see the other one swinging alongside you. Like it's
Yeah.
you're Spider-Man, and there's another Spider-Man there doing cool Spider-Man stuff at the same time. There's like a real thrill to that, I think. But also just occasionally you will be fighting as Peter Parker or as Miles Morales, and the other one will be there in the fight with you. And I love those. There's just so many. There have been so many little moments where the fight is dramatic, and the characters quite a lot of the time have made reference to the fact that we really shouldn't be joking during this fight. But
That's so
what we do.
raw,
We
fighting
crack jokes
side by
during
side.
these very dramatic situations. But like there was one scene where I was Peter Parker. I was beating up a goon. Miles Morales swung
my
past,
God.
kicking another guy in the face, and it went slow-mo, and he did the sort of as he goes past. It's just so it captures that sort of fun, joyous vibrancy of Marvel so well, I think, in those moments.
But in like really
Two
intricate things as
Spider-Mans,
well,
yo.
like my Miles Morales and Peter Parker story. Because that's the joy of this. Is seeing,
Just
these
seeing
two come
them
together
close
and
to each other, like,
interact
this
and
is just
be
raw,
together.
iconic.
But seeing them interact, my little special moment was after a fight, you can go and like press triangle to try and
Yes.
high five, and Miles will come in with like a fist bump, and they're both like, and just decide to hug
Yeah.
instead. It's just so sweet, and
I
it's
love
so
that.
natural, and it's such a small thing that they've incorporated. And when you switch between them, you'll see a little activity that the one is doing that the other won't know about. Like they'll be on top of a building, they'll be sitting doing push-ups, they'll be doing all sorts, which I just think is a fantastic touch. And it's not just Miles and Peter that get that sort of intricate detail as well. We were
Yes.
talking earlier about how a conversation with another character played out differently depending on what you did around.
cool.
Or didn't do
Yeah.
in like an optional bit before that.
Yeah,
But I like I've had just a massive grin on my face for the entire time I've been playing this game. And I've just been constantly
All
amazed
battles, all
and
fights. I'm already
surprised
knowing
by
all of them are about to
the
be
ambition and the imagination on
crazy.
show in every single story mission that I've played so far. And as expected, the story it's full of those joyous moments, but it's as you would expect, quite dark as well in
Yeah.
some moments. And like the writing so deftly sort of weaves between those high and low moments, and it makes me laugh, and then a minute later I'm like, oh god. Like it's so expertly crafted.
yeah, that kind of what people see Spider-Man
Yo,
as
this
versus
view.
who he is in this moment of struggle, and that goes for both of them, is very interesting to see play out.
I
Don't leave me
can't.
hanging. Trying to soak over here. Not on my watch. Come on. You're too much, man.
Sorry, I just woke up.
But I'd love to talk about the combat in a little bit more granular detail, because I feel like the way Marvel Spider-Man 2 is building upon and expanding upon what came before is just in terms of like being in the air. Like I'm in the air all the time. Like if I've touched the ground, I'm like, no, get me back up there. And that is help. There's a bunch of like aerial combos that you could string together, as you could do in the first Marvel Spider-Man game. But it feels like I can spend an entire
raw.
fight just like doing an aerial combo.
Yo, if y'all made it this far,
slamming
leave a
enemy
like
back
and
onto the
subscribe.
ground,
Let me know how
bouncing
y'all
back up,
feel
doing
about
another
this
little
game
combo,
so far, guys. They've been
hoisting
showing a
another one
lot.
there, and then you've got like the special powers.
Honestly, this
for each
game is
character.
most definitely
One of
just
them,
top
my
notch.
favourite one is,
This is
Peter
the only
Parker's
game I'm
power.
gonna
He
be playing
uses
for a
spider
minute.
legs
Like
to basically
honestly, I'm
hoist a
gonna
whole group
replay
of
this game
enemies
a
up
lot.
into the end. I'm like, delicious air combo time.
Oh my
But also,
god!
you've got the enemies like the hunters. Craven's hunters have the little
I like the
robot
graphics. I like how they
bird
changed some
enemies,
stuff and
I
like
just love fighting them.
when
Yeah.
they
Like,
would
you'll be
shoot,
in a fight with a
when they
bunch
about to
of
shoot
hunters
at
on
you,
the
it looked
ground,
like
and as
some
soon as you see the
Matrix
bird
stuff.
flying,
Like
Yeah, little
when
trees
people's
basically
bullets are coming
just
through the
a
air,
way
that's
to
what they
hoist
remind me of.
yourself into
The
the air
graphics
and
of how
going
they're
between
saying
like
somebody
three
is
of
about
them,
to shoot
just
at you.
bang, 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 and then you'll get your
Like that, it
focus
just- I
bar
don't know,
full,
it
and
just
you can
look
pull
cool.
off a finisher. And that's another
is
thing,
going
like
on? What's
how they
that?
managed to do
All that green
the
stuff in
finisher
there.
animations so seamlessly.
They're wild.
Wherever you are, you can be
Man,
100
there's been
feet
so
in
many
the air,
rumors,
you can be on the ground.
so many
It doesn't matter what move
deaths
you've just
in
done
this game.
or whereabouts you are in the
A
fight.
lot of people about
the
to
game
die, so
somehow
I feel like some
seamlessly
games are gonna switch
transitions
up for
into
sure.
these
It's just a lot.
incredible finisher animations. And if you're fighting
So, of
with
course,
the
you
other
always got
Spider-Man at the
thugs.
time, sometimes
You're
you get
gonna have
like
craven
a
people.
joint finisher happen.
It's so good. The little bit of web that goes between them when they spin them right. There's all
Yeah.
sorts of different ones that you can unlock, and all of them are just fantastic and funny. There's such a heart to all of it.
Yeah,
that-
that's the thing. There's so much character
Yeah.
in everything. You know, you're not just punching and swinging. You feel like you're Spider-Man swinging
Yeah.
and punching. Like, there's so much character baked into absolutely every facet of the game. But it just feels so much more, like you say, I think the scale that you were talking about refers to everything. It's not just that the city itself is bigger and expanded. Everything feels like it's been absolutely amped up from what came before.
I think the city and the web wings are the best reflection of that.
Yeah.
Like, just if you want something to look at that's big and amped
That's
up,
so cool.
that's
You
my
just start
favorite bit of
following the
Nutraversal.
streams. You
Going
don't
into
even
a
have
wind
to
tunnel, letting it
always
take me on a
swing
little
for
ride, and
Oh,
then
man.
flying up into the air so you can
And
see all
this, seeing
across
a
this
theme
whole new
park in the
area
air?
with Coney Island.
So like
Just like when
Brooklyn
we
and
were saving that
Queens
roller
are the
coaster, bro,
two
that
new
was a cool
districts that have been
scene.
added to Marvel's New York for this game, and you know, going into traversal now, like you say, just getting around the place because the city is bigger. The game has given you, I feel like, more options to get around the place quicker if you want to. Like the wind tunnels are a game changer for me. Like, so there'll be certain areas in the city where natural wind tunnels occur, going across the river alongside the bridges. If you can get your wingsuit inside a wind tunnel, you will just be like, just propelled through it, and it's so satisfying to chain a number of wind tunnels together. And if you hit an updraft as well, it sort of like launches you up into the air. And then like sort of like shooting down. What my favorite thing to do is to be launched up into the air.
Do you guys
to
think it's
see,
gonna
like,
be
a
any
random
DLCs
crime
into this
happening
game?
on the ground, and then just
Do you
like,
think they
okay,
might add
just
something?
absolutely going towards it like a torpedo. Like the impact and the speed with which you
Yeah.
can go in. I love pressing the triangle for the web strike just before you hit the enemy,
Yeah.
and using all of that momentum just to like bang, like the first enemy is just completely taken out.
Yeah.
And again, you get those really charming little bits of writing that go on. Like I came into like an arms deal, I think, with Miles, and Miles announced it by like, "Hi, I'm Spider-Man, and I'm here to ruin your day." And that combination of what Miles was saying with what I was doing just made me feel so good, because it's like, I am ruining your day right now. I just absolutely pulverized them, like using, like I had all of his electric moves ready to go. Just
Yeah.
it was just like
The bioelectric venom.
just absolutely exploded all these incredible moves. And like when you get the hang of the combat, you feel so empowered when you get into a fight like that, because you always feel like you've got another move up your sleeve. You're like, okay, I'm in the air now, I can do the web swing kick. Oh, there's a guy down there, I can yank down to him. And oh, there's a guy firing like a rocket at me. You can dodge the rocket and web the rocket and launch it back at them.
Yeah.
Like you just feel amazing all the time.
I think that the chain lightning is my favorite one
Oh,
from Miles
yes.
Morales. Just being able to
And I like how they
punch
changed it,
someone
really, a
with a
lot of
bunch
the
of
combat.
electricity and
It's
then
not
watch
gonna be
it
the
flip
same
around
like
all
we've
of
been
the other
playing,
baddies
like
in the
the
area as it
last
finds
two.
its mark. Is
They
so
add this
good.
parry
And the combat
mode.
kind of works,
It's
just to explain.
gonna be a little bit
that
harder.
You've got your triangle for your web strike.
I'm
You've
pretty
got
sure it's still
square
gonna
to
be,
do
you
some
know, you're gonna
punching.
be
You've got
still
circle to dodge, so you can
doing
go
that
underneath,
thing,
you can go through.
you feel me?
L1 to parry,
Yeah.
which is a
Yeah,
new
I
thing.
feel like
That's the new
it's gonna be a
thing, yeah.
change, for
Spider-Man
real.
2, which when you see an enemy strike coming in, you can bash it back at them, and you have to use this very specifically against bigger enemies as well, which makes it really
I'm so glad they
crunchy
got
and
the
nice
health
to be
bar.
able
Now you
to
can see
perform.
where
And then
big
by
people, the
holding
boss
L1
fights,
or
where they
R1
at.
whilst you're in battle, you can look around your different abilities that you have depending on which Spider-Man you're using. So that'll be like evolved Venom stuff for Miles Morales, or Peter Parker's more nice Spider-Man stuff, at least
So you
to
got your
begin with.
you got your spider legs, and then the symbiote powers.
Yeah, it's like that Iron Spider
Yes.
business, isn't it?
Oh,
So
like, we'll talk about the symbiote maybe later on. There's loads more combat stuff I want to talk about, but I absolutely love just letting rip with the symbiote powers, especially.
they're just so juicy, like all
Yeah.
the tentacles that you can fly around.
And they've really sort of nailed that sort of like edge to it, where, you know, all the combat before then has been
Fantastic.
jokes, colourfulness, and it feels fun.
Yeah.
Then
With two spiders
the
hanging
symbiote
out.
comes out, and you're like, oh god,
Yeah.
chill out a bit.
Yeah.
But you really sort of feel very sorry for whoever Peter is fighting.
Yeah.
When you've got the symbiote powers. And then on top of fighting crime, there are of course loads of fun optional extra things to do around the city. So in the first Marvel Spider-Man game, famously you had like
Yes.
the backpack collectibles. There are other collectibles in Marvel Spider-Man 2, but there's lots of that good stuff. There's lots of and it feels there's so much variety, and sometimes you're doing like what feel like little mini games like you alluded to previously.
Yeah.
So you've got like the occasional bit of science you have to do, like
doing
arranging
science.
cellular
Oh my God,
structures and all that kind of stuff. But it's never to the extent where you feel like you're getting pulled out of what you always want to be doing, which is just being Spider-Man and swinging around and fighting crime and stuff.
And finding cool things to take pictures of.
That's perfect.
Oh, I've not even mentioned photo mode yet, which is like an
I'm
absolute
pretty
dream,
sure
I
that was
think.
Sandman's hand
Like, it's
from the
one
end of
if not
the
best
fight.
photo modes
And
I
it
think
just
I've
stayed put.
played with. Just the visual quality itself is amazing, but the way you can have fun with the actual photos you take, like putting them inside comic books or making it look like someone's taking a photo on their phone. It's just so much fun to have a play around with.
Oh, for sure. Like my favourite thing from Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales was just taking pictures of Miles Morales in Spider-Man with Spider-Man the cat on his back.
Yes.
And being able to, put the pictures in all the different locations and take pictures of him in his finishing moves, and then being able to do that again this time with a whole new move set with different things, with Peter also like around and being able to swap between them to take the perfect
look
picture,
at
using
New
it to zoom
York.
in on details. Like I found a calendar with markings on it, so I used photo mode to look in and see what it
The
said on
detail is
there.
amazing. But just like existing in the city, I don't know if you've done any just walking around on street level and high-fiving civilians.
Yeah.
I spent an entire hour doing that the other day, just like, who wants to say hi to Spider-Man?
Oh my
And
god,
this-
no, I'm in the air, man. I'm swinging around.
This you should do it. There's so many different interactions you have. Like, there was one person who I spoke to and they just fainted because they'd spiders. They're like, oh my god, it's Spider-Man. And like other people had to like lift them back up. There will be people who want to take photos of you and you do like a special pose. Or others who just want to do like fist bump, finger guns, all that kind of good stuff. But it's just so constantly joyous and wholesome as you're exploring the city.
Funny as hell.
We should touch on all of the suits you can unlock as well. As
Yo,
expected, there are
people
lots
jumping
of
on
suits in the
Spider-Man
game.
like
and
that.
suit styles.
And suit styles, which is a real game changer, because not every suit has this, but the majority of suits that I've unlocked have had this, where you earn the ability to unlock suits as you level up and after completing certain like side quests, and sometimes you can upgrade extra styles to them, which basically just color variations.
Yes.
So if you
colour
take the
variations are
styles
well,
as well as the
bro.
actual suits, the amount of actual variety in terms of how your Spider-Man can look is amazing.
I changed it from the red, white, and blue outfit to red, white, and black to make it look a bit more slick, and like he matches Miles Morales now.
telling you that
And
black
I love
do
them
look
looking like
slick.
a little matchy duo with like their red and black. It's just nice to be able to do it that way for yourself and have a go with it.
And on the haptics as well, like I've just got to mention how good it feels to like swing through the city when you can just feel little bits of web flying out. But the best bit is when you do like the slingshot move and they'll do the thing where they're like pulling themselves back like that. You can really sort of feel the tension in it, and then you just boom, you get like propelled forwards. It just feels so good.
That is so rough.
Story missions, one of the story missions where
Yo,
it's quite
this
like
mission?
big and there's loads of things going on. I just sat there. I was looking at the controller for a good portion when I was like, oh, I need to go to the thing, because it was just doing so many different things. It wasn't just. It's hard to describe how good the haptics are, but it's like I could feel the big moments, I could feel the little moments, I could feel the little movement and the pitter patter across. Everything matched up, like a little zap with electricity versus something massive collapsing. You can tell by just what the controller is doing. So like listening to what they were saying and looking at the controller, I was like, oh my god, I can see it just through my hands. It was really good.
It is fantastic. Well, there we go. There we go. Marvel Spider-Man
God, I was stuck
2 is
in it
out
for a
on
minute.
PS5
Oh,
on October
man.
the 20th. Not long to wait now. We are going to have more on the game in the run-up to release and on release as well, hopefully. So please look forward to that. Let us know in the comments what you're most looking forward to doing in Marvel Spider-Man 2. There's so much to enjoy. I think it's an absolutely incredible game.
It is.
Please do give this video a like if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell if you haven't already done so to make sure you don't miss anything from the world of PlayStation. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you again soon.
Yo.
Bye.
Come on, Birdie, let go. Come on. Not buy a ticket for this ride.
And there, folks, man, the game is almost out, guys. It's so close. We're just a couple days away. But if you guys made it this far, man, please leave a like and a subscribe. It really help up the channel. And I'm gonna be uploading another video probably today, probably going over the video. So stay in tune with that. If you guys want to watch me live, join my links down below. And for further ado, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.